And I can say honestly that they sounded remorseful to me. They sounded regretful for what had happened. But I want to start by saying initially that what the Ukrainians are doing here is incredibly controversial. They are violating one of the international laws, which is on human rights. It's the Geneva Convention, which talks about not making prisoners of war items of public debate. And that is clearly what is happening here, not just from the three that I spoke to, but all of the others who have been paraded on Ukrainian television too. I want to read you some of the quotes that they told us. And it says, we don't see any Nazis or fascists. I think it was invented as a pretext. It's something the world cannot understand. But Putin and his circle need this in order to achieve their own objectives. But now cities of peaceful civilians are being destroyed. Even I don't know what can justify the tears of a child, or even worse, the deaths of innocent people and children. And I think it's abundantly clear just from that one quote that this is not a war that their hearts are invested in. And it seems in very, very clear that this is President Putin's war, not theirs.
I mean, it is pretty stunning, right? I mean, you just think about the entire structure of, one of the largest militaries on this planet, right? It all relies on soldiers doing what they're told. And I know one of the POWs talked to you about their Ukrainian captors. And as you point out, even talking to them, I understand, is controversial. That's why we're not showing their faces. And you're putting quotes and choosing not to show the video. Mm-hmm. But they told you this treatment has been acceptable. They've offered us food and drink. They offered medical treatment. Did the soldiers, Seb, give you any impression that they were speaking under duress?
I didn't get that feeling. I mean, look, let's be honest. There were Ukrainian security intelligence officials and officers in the room. They were wearing balaclavas. They had AK-47s. They were loaded. But there was nothing to suggest that what they were saying was scripted in any way. I found what they had to say to be genuinely very compelling. Lots of what was said came from who would be the ranking officer in the room. And they spoke candidly about wanting to be able to go to families, but also about the uncertainty about what is going to happen to them. And one of the things that they said to us, is our fate is in the hands of the armed forces of Ukraine. Of course, we want to see our families and loved ones and to meet them and hug them because they're worried. And the crimes that we committed, we will all be judged the same. And Erin, on the topic of being judged for crimes, that was one very disturbing piece of information that he told us, was that the bombs that the Russians are dropping across Ukraine are not guided, they're not ballistic, they are not precision guided in any way. They are World War II bombs that have been updated and upgraded, and they are dropped indiscriminately so that when they land, the damage is extensive. And I think it's very, very clear that the world is judging them now, and that President Putin and that this war that he's calling a special operation is going to reflect on them very, very badly.
Yes, Seb, thank you very much. Well, certainly the soldiers, the 150,000 plus soldiers that he already has on the ground, they're all seeing it. They're doing it. That's a lot of Russian eyes.
Essentially presenting fake news, fake information, false information about Russia's military, which carried, when she got to court today, she was handed a much lighter charge and a very light sentence, relatively speaking, compared to 15 years. It was a less than $300 fine. It's a charge for essentially, and this is the post that she put on social media before she ran on the set at Russia's Channel 1, that she posted a statement saying that people should go out and protest, that there were too many of them for the Russian state to arrest them all. And it's that this charge relates to, which is trying to solicit an unauthorized protest, trying to promote an unauthorized protest, which does sort of give the indication that the Russian state is trying to minimize what she did, breaking onto the set, and trying to go with something that will create less public attention, a much lower sentence, and not draw attention to holding a banner during the primetime news. She's not the only journalist, by the way, at a state news organization in Russia who has quit or has sort of come into the headlines potentially because of the war. An anchor of the third-rated station, NTV, has left the country. She quit her channel, and she told a Russian popular blogger that she was afraid that she wouldn't be able to leave. Now, we don't know all the details surrounding that, but it does appear that she had become upset with her position and has now left the country in fear of being arrested.
Another example of how the war is seeping into many aspects of Russian life. I understand a Russian soccer star won't be training with the national team.
Yeah, and this is significant as well because he plays for the national team. He's said that he doesn't want to be called up for training in Moscow because a lot of his family are in Ukraine, and this is a difficult time for him. But it's not just any player. This guy's been around for some time, 33 years old, and he is the joint national top goal scorer in the principal league in Russia at the moment. So this is somebody with a significant profile who's been around.
I wasn't allowed to contact my relatives or friends. I wasn't provided with any legal assistance. So I am in quite a difficult position.
Swan Lake as it went off the air to signal to viewers that something was wrong, because that's what Russian state TV had done during a failed coup attempt on Gorbachev. Katerina, I'm so glad to have you back. So let me just, because you understand what's happening here. Marina, this television producer, right, who walked out with that sign, and before that she had recorded the video. That's what the fine is for. We don't know what the punishment may be for the sign part of this. It's apparently separate. But she goes through 14 hours straight of questioning at this point. During that time, she says no contact with families, with friends, or lawyers. But then she comes out again for the video portion that she recorded with this $273 fine and no prison time. What do you make of that?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you so much, Erin. It's good to be here. I'm not sure that this is the end of the story of Marina Avsenikova, because I think that this is just the first step, because I can see that the representatives of Russian government are demanding for some revenge on this person, because she is representing not just a media outlet, she represents the first channel of Russian television, and she was on air during the most popular, I would say, news program on Russian television. Millions of viewers all around Russia, 140 million people living here, and a lot of, a big part of these people were watching this newscast. So I think she did something really wrong for Russian authorities, who claim that there's no war in Ukraine, that there is a special military operation. And well, we will see the next steps, but I think that it's not the end for her, unfortunately. But she's adorable. I think this is one of the bravest persons that we can see in Russia nowadays. It's unfortunate that I'm not in Russia. She is, and she's doing what she's doing. This is amazing.
So that's exactly how it seemed, right? Just her boldness and her bravery, and she has 2 young children. And then, Katerina, of course, today there were suggestions on social media that she's not a genuine dissenter of Putin's war. She wasn't given any prison time. And in fact, some of that, conspiracy came from, some Ukrainian sources. Okay, so I know you saw all of this. What's your perspective? Do you see that as possible?
No, I think she is the real person, definitely, and she's who she is. And I don't believe these rumors about the staged, fake protest. This is not true. The truth is that there was a person working inside of this propaganda machine who decided to say something, because her father is Ukrainian, her mother is Russian, and she wanted to declare that it's not right, that the war was going on, and it's going on, and people are dying in Ukraine, and Russia is dying, actually, together with Ukraine. It's not only about Ukraine, it's about both countries. So I think that, war is going on. For a lot of Ukrainians, it's not easy to separate the truth from false. It's not easy to judge the situation. It's understandable. But it's also very important to understand that there are a lot of brave people in Russia who don't believe, that they need to spread lies, who are fed up with the situation. And I really think that it's important to respect this kind of people. And there are a lot of Russians who support her and who support free media, democracy, and Ukraine. It's really important to respect.
Yes. Well, Katerina, I appreciate talking to you again. I know it's late, and I thank you.
Thank you.
All right.